Don't you get bit?
Don't you get bit? We're here to review the greatest TV show known to man.
Or known to dead men.
Walking.
Yep, The Walking Dead. We're going to review it from episode 1, season 1, all the way through to whatever season they're on now, season 211, I think it is. This show is just dragged on way too long, but we're not going to drag the intro out too much. We're going to get on to the actual show. And we follow Rick's journey through the zombie apocalypse as he tries to reunite with his family. So the opening scene, I guess, is like a flash forward kind of, you know, it's something that happens in the future, but we see it first. It's Rick in a, not like a car park, it looked more like
It's like a petrol station.
it didn't look like a petrol station to me. It looked more like a campsite or something.
Campsite, petrol station. He stopped to get some gas. Did he get some gas? No, he ran into a wee kid with slippers.
Little girl. That's the first dialogue of this series.
I was expecting Chris Hansen to step out of one of the cars to take a seat, Rick.
Take a seat, Rick.
What brings you today? Gas.
She said she was 13.
Who's playing today? The Ravens and the Conjugals.
Yeah, so Rick's like, little girl, and little girl turns right. Now, first of all, he's looking under the car, looking at her, and then she drops her like doll and picks it back up, which straight away would almost give you a feeling that these zombies are, you know, they've got like special abilities and they can look. They're not completely brain dead, if you know what I mean. But
I feel like they went for this more in the first seasons. Now, is this because they're just freshly turned and they're not like a couple of years in, and therefore you can use that logic?
it could be
Or is
because
this
Frank Darabont
inconsistency?
was doing the writing and he left after season 2.
Could be that, guys. But anyway, that's inconsistencies with the writing. I don't like that. But Rick puts this kid down. Intro.
But with George Romero, like, I mean, you always, his zombie movies have kind of got that thing where it's always like the odd special zombie that like remembers stuff, and or he's a bit more intelligent than the others.
But I'm alright with that. But we need it consistently. It can't just be.
Yeah, whereas after season 2, that shit kind of fades out the window. You never see that.
Yeah,
It would just make no sense for this zombie to, you know, pick up the doll when the doll's not moving, the doll's not a piece of flesh.
It's like even when the zombie rips open like Dale's stomach, alright, spoilers, but it's like we never see that again.
I guess so.
No, I mean it's like stuff like that, but I guess that's season 2, Big Frankie. But
Anyway,
we
gun gets pointed at the girl.
intro.
Then we get the intro.
We then get the introduction of Shane Walsh, Big John.
Shane and Rick sitting in the car burying women for 5 minutes straight. You can tell this is 2010, 2009, because I don't think this would be happening in 2022. Shane doesn't like women, says that they don't know, they're not capable of realising that the light switch goes 2 ways. They never turn off the lights, but they moan about global warming. Well, maybe they turned off the damn lights, or there would be no global warming. Shane says Laurie's pretty good at turning off lights. Rick says Laurie's pretty good at turning off lights. Shane says that's not what I meant, Rick. Partly Rick and Laurie have been having a hard time at the moment. Laurie says to Rick before he went to work today, does he even care about the family?
Well,
It's all about the family, as Don would say.
Is he ignorant though, right? That's see what the way Rick says that though. He says like a man would never say that, while a woman would say it. I think he's fucking right.
I think he's right. I think
that doesn't mean every single one would.
You know, no, but yeah, no, I get men.
They did it for attention, saying that.
Men are made it to be more physical, like, you know, abusing and stuff like that. But I do generally believe what Rick's saying there. I think like women are more verbally like hurtful and shit, and that would say stuff to intentionally try and piss a man off. Whereas I don't think men do that as much.
Yeah.
My opinion. We seem to share the same opinion as Rick and Shane, because I think Shane was kind of nodding while eating his fucking hamburger.
But see here, I think you can just see that. I'm not just burying Andrew Lincoln, but I think John Burfall's fucking 20 million steps above this guy.
Well,
see when he's delivering this, like he's moving. But see, Rick's delivering. It's like 1 mile an hour.
Rick looks like a corpse. He's like The Walking Dead. He's like Rick's already bitten.
He's practicing for the fucking waking out the coma.
I mean, if we look at both men's careers since this episode, I mean.
Andrew Lincoln was in Love Actually, and it was shit actually.
No, I mean John Burfall's went on to do so many big things, and what's Andrew Grimes went to do? Or Rick Grimes?
Fucking
or Andrew
movies.
Lincoln?
Movies are fucking straight to DVD. Straight to fucking trash can fucking DVD shelf. And he doesn't even want to fucking review them.
Straight to Gemini 666, and I think he's the only person that's seen them.
Oh.
Where are these Rick movies? Are they even coming?
No, I don't fucking know what's going on with him. Right, anyway, right, there's a
They
first.
get dispatch calls through. Oh, we got a call. Next minute, the hamburger. Shane like grabs the fucking food. He's like Michael Jordan and pure slam dunks the food out the window into a fucking trash can. It was like the velocity that he threw down. Oh, it was as if the food never turned off the light switch, and Shane's like, "Fuck you!" Slams it into the trash
No,
can.
but
It was,
no, what's funny about this? The car takes like a robotic turn as if it's on fucking rails. Like it's a fucking F1 car on a hot lap of Monaco. It's like Skeletrix.
Imagine Shane just falls out the window, cracks his head, dies, and that's it. That's him. That's him.
Rick turns around, crashes the car, and fucking dies.
I know Shane dies early in the comics, like, but that would have been fucking. That would have been a very early death. Like, don't turn off the damn lights, fucking dead.
Right, guys, they get to the crime scene. They put down the spike strip. They wait.
And they get joined by two other cops. I believe one's called Leon or Lenny or some black guy.
I think it's one of the guys who we see later on in the episode.
Yeah, well it is, but who's the black guy?
I don't know. It kind of looks like the guy from Die Hard, but it could be his son.
Yep, and then the other guy I think's called Leon or Lenny.
Leon Scott Kennedy.
He says that they want. It would be good if they make like a cops like TV show. Rick says just make sure you've got your safety off and the guy's safety's on. So obviously this guy seems to be a bit of a dipshit. Then Shane goes, "It would be pretty cool if we made it on TV." So I guess they want to make it on TV. Next minute, the car comes over the top of the hill. They've got the spikes across the road. Drives over it. Big twirls. Car spins around. Car goes flying into the fields. Couple of men come out the car. The police have the advantage here. It's literally like 8-on-2 at the beginning. And Rick somehow gets shot. Rick goes down.
But see, right, there's two ways the cops should have played this, right? They stay at their cars, wait to see anyone comes out, or they all rush over.
Well, that's what they did do.
What do you mean?
They stayed to wait see if anyone comes out.
And what did Rick do? Rick runs out in the fucking open like a Mongo.
I know, well, the rest of them.
Do you know? No, but do you know how, what I'm saying is right though? They all stay at their cars so there's cover, or they all go over, and therefore if a guy does come out and point a gun, he's dropped.
Oh, they were all going over, but Rick was kind of leading the line.
Rick leading the line. The line starts behind me.
Is Rick not supposed to be a good shot?
No, this was atrocious. Like
he didn't land one bullet and he got shot twice. Yeah, so the first guy comes out, shoots Rick. Then the cops unload about 100 bullets into him, but only about 2 hit him. Then the second guy gets out. He gets a couple of shots away, but nothing really happens. He gets taken out. And then there's a third guy gets up. Rick doesn't. We don't see the third guy though. No one sees him. Rick's like telling Shane, "Oh, that was close. Don't tell Laurie. She can never know this happened." Next minute, Rick gets the fucking side of his like back triceps blown open. Well, I say blown open, like I mean, the injury looked worse than it should, in my opinion. Rick goes down. Rick's hurt. Shane then shotgun, one hit kill on the third guy.
Like, there's been numerous TV shows where people have been shot in like more vital locations and like just not walked it off but get on with.
Rick lay in hospital for 6 months. I mean, what the fuck?
I know, it's like maybe Laurie, you don't care about us, man. Fucking claiming the DLA here in the hospital, the benefits. Oh wait, it's America. You have to pay for it. Damn it.
Imagine how much Rick's. See, he's lucky this zombie apocalypse happened. Could you imagine Rick's hospital bills?
I know.
If he was in hospital for 60 days.
I know.
He'd have been bankrupt.
He's fucking bankrupt. He's past fucking glad to be
He would have had to sell his house and all his photo albums.
Rick is then greeted by like weeks visits by Shane. We get like this sci-fi graphics here, man. It's like, I mean, I could have used these filters here on Movie Maker. Let me put them. Oh, it's Shane with flares. And then Shane says Shane's like telling like a story, and then like Rick wakes up, and then it turns out Shane's no there, and it's just Rick. He looks at the flares.
I don't know what Rick's saying, but it wasn't coherent. He was
like, "Yeah, that guy thing.
Yeah, you tell Aunt Betty I'll be there next week for the dinner." And I'm like, what?
And it's like 63 days later, and the flowers are dead. Rick can't believe it, man.
Yeah, he gets up, he falls down, he's looking skinny, he's looking really skinny. Looks like he hasn't had a good meal. Well, I guess he hasn't. He stumbles about the hospital. I mean, he comes across the door, dead inside, don't open, barricaded. I mean, it's padlocked and barricaded, so how the fuck are you going to open it? Plus, I mean, see if you seen a door, right, that was like that, would you not think, hold on, either there's something really bad inside, or there's something really good inside that nobody wants us to see? I guess it's like a 50-50 thing.
I just wouldn't open it. I know what you mean. There could be something good, but fuck's sake, like you're waking up in a hospital that's deserted. I'd be like, nah, door's no for me.
Could be the Rick Walking Dead movie straight to DVD behind that door.
We are allowed to see it, but they can't want to see it.
Then, so a couple of hands come out the door, and Rick's like, nah, mute this. Rick then walks out the hospital.
Very iconic, guys.
Comes down the steps, shitload of dead bodies, and this is like an open grave. This is like an open, what do you call those things? Cemetery? There's literally just body upon body wrapped in white sheets, like lined up.
No, what this pilot episode, Days Gone By, when we're caught, it's some very iconic moments. I honestly think him opening the door to the outside and all those things are is the best shot scene for me.
Yeah,
it's the most horror. I think maybe once I rewatch it, but I don't know.
It's like creepy.
I never remembered that, but watching that again made me go, "Fuck, that's like Jeepers Creepers, like proper horror movie, sort of like creepiness."
No, it was good. I mean, I'd hate to walk out the front door tomorrow, like, and I mean, well, like, no, I mean, the place.
To me, that showed the full extent of what the fuck's going on here.
But Rick doesn't seem to really catch on.
Yeah,
Maybe he's in denial. You know, I guess. Maybe he thinks he's been played a prank. I don't know. I mean,
fuck. They go through this prank.
Yeah,
he's just been shot. What the fuck's the prank?
Then he makes his way up towards like a hill, and there's like buildings. They look like the buildings have been like there's holes in them. Looks like they've been shot through, and there's like a helicopter and this and that. He's walking down like he starts walking towards his house. He approaches a zombie with its legs missing. It's pretty much
just his torso crawling.
Deteriorated. Like this zombie is like, you know, rotting away.
Yeah, it's like the worst Nicking walker at this point. It's actually still going.
Yeah, I mean, this is a iconic walker, I think, because it's. Do you remember that though? Back in the earlier seasons, there was iconic walkers that you just remembered.
Yeah.
You don't really get that in the. I think it's the further the series goes on, but yeah, then he grabs a bike and he pedals away. He then takes a break. When he gets to his house, he jumps inside. Laurie's no there. Laurie, Coral, nobody there. Some clothes are gone. Some photo frames are gone. Guess Rick puts two and two together and assumes that they're, you know,
they're safe. They're away.
Yeah,
they're safe.
He then leaves the house, sits down, and the next minute, some black kid comes up from behind and smashes them in the face with a shovel.
Tell you what, like Big Duane's got a bit of strength to him.
Yeah, well, he's a chubby lad, like, isn't he? I mean,
Gets Rick's weak at this point. Any sort of shovel movement to the face would hurt.
I got buried like Triple H.
And this is where we get the introduction, though, of Duane and Morgan. And I don't know, like, see, for the lot of hype that was brought up about Morgan, I'm not saying this wasn't good, but he's in it for about 10-12 minutes, and people made it till like he appears in clear. It's like, oh, he's like an SS character.
Remember Morgan? Yeah. No, I mean, of course you're going to remember him. He's in the pilot episode, you know what I mean? He's the first person that Rick really encounters. So. Yeah.
And then when like they're talking, like he cleans his bandages and all that good stuff. He's like, "Oh,
you bit? How did you get the wound? What's the wound?
You get shot, man.
Shot. Is that it? Is that
not good enough, buddy?
Woohoo! Yeah, what do you want? Fucking shot, stabbed, and
but then they start talking, and it's like, well, why isn't Rick asking fucking questions here?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was a bit weird. But again, it could just be, you know, still be in denial or shock. And
no, but definitely acts at the hospital and took a shovel to the dome. But like, he's seen all the dead bodies. The floors are seriously decayed. There's this hangwalk crawling about the floor with no body. You've ran into these two.
But I guess they want to try and keep suspense and not give away the entire show. But
then you've got to write it better.
Yeah, for me, Rick could Rick not have asked, where is everybody? What happened here? What caused this? How did this start?
Yeah, like it makes him like fucking stupid.
Cause that would be questions I would ask. But
yeah.
Doesn't really ask that. All Morgan says is, "Don't you get bit?" But Morgan mentions that getting bit causes a fever.
What about the fact that he hasn't seen anyone?
And he says that Rick thinks these people are still alive. Morgan says no, they're not alive. Their brain's alive, but they're dead. And yeah, so I mean,
they're reanimated.
Yeah. Then they get to nightfall. Car alarm goes off. They have a look at the window. Morgan tells Duane to turn off the lights, and we see Morgan's ex-wife, or I guess it's his current wife, but she's dead.
Yeah, and he just couldn't bring himself to kill. And then Duane, I don't know, I thought this not cringy. I guess that's his mom at the end of the day, but it's like he's crying so loud.
Hey, you're a big tough man. You'd have been going out there and.
And then Morgan's like, cry, bite the pillow, cry into the pillow.
I thought he was going to Chris Benoit right there, like, but it didn't happen.
No, I'm not saying he should. Like, I'm not saying he can't cry or Morgan's a shite bag for not killing her, but like, it's like, fuck, he's greeting into the pillow, man. It's like, fuck, this is life or death here. How loud you cry could determine how quickly you get killed. And then Rick peeks out and she's just looking at him. Rick's like, we didn't order any Dominoes, man.
Yeah, she tries to open the door, so again, you got another zombie that has actually got the intelligence to get a grip of a door handle and try to turn it.
Yeah, we see it in episode 2, spoilers, where like the uses the rock to break the shopping centre doors.
Yeah, like I said, there's a lot of that stuff, especially in season 1, but some of it in season 2. I don't think we get that after season 2. I think it's a Frank Darabont thing, since he did work with George Romero, didn't he? I think he was.
I believe he did.
Yeah, he was.
I don't mind it, to be honest, guys. I don't mind that.
Did Frank Darabont not do the
Dawn of Dead?
Pretty sure he did.
Probably did, aye. Need to look into that, but we're here to review The Walking Dead, aren't we?
Of course we are, so review it.
Let's review it. Rick is in basically taught a bit of training here to batter some walkers. He does no bad, but you can clearly tell he's still weak at this stage. It's like he's only woke up a day.
Yeah, they have like a Pfizer on as well, so I guess they're still going with the whole don't get any blood on you kind of gimmick. It could kill you. Whereas I think by the time we get into later seasons, that's just debunked.
There's times that they've been covered in walker blood, but then there's like times a scratch can kill you, but the blood can't get into your blood doesn't.
But then we're seeing a later episode in this season where they basically cover themselves in blood, but like don't get it on your skin. I mean, it's like, come on.
Yeah.
It's like.
I know. It's.
We've seen some TV shows where getting the blood on you does cause you to turn, but I think that's too much. Like, if getting a drop of blood on you causes you to turn, then that's that's European extreme level.
Yeah, I think there's a difference between that or your blood actually getting into like your cut and infecting, but actually touching your skin, there was no breakthrough. You know what?
I don't know if we've seen that actually, but I mean, I know in 28 days later, the guy gets a bit of blood in his eye and he fucking turns really quickly.
Sure, the guy in All of Us Are Dead has cut in his hand.
Yeah.
She infects him, which that was a very annoying scene for us.
That was.
May I add, but Rick's like, right guys, let's go down to the police station because I'm a cop. Look, the picture frames are token. My family's still out there. It wasn't random, son.
So they get in,
some nonce one pictures of Carl or something.
Well, yeah, no. Morgan seems to think it's ironic that she packed the photo frames, but later on he's looking for all the photo frames that his wife packed. So I guess the photo frames isn't such a bad idea.
I know he's burying Rick here and his wife.
They get into the police station. Rick turns on the water, and the water's still warm. Then we get a scene where the three of them are Duane, Morgan, and Rick are all in the showers, and they're all singing and dancing. Three of them are naked together. It just felt a bit weird. Now I get they're in like certain cubicles, but it just seemed a bit weird.
It did.
I mean, obviously Morgan, his son at that age. I mean, should he really be showering with him? And I know Rick comes across.
It's like Brokeback Mountain.
He's a policeman, and I get it. It's not like he's some fucking pedo, but could they not have took showers at separate? I
guess what they're supposed to show is like they've lost a bit of their humanity and like normalization, and this has brought that back, so they didn't really give a fuck about the boundaries.
All right, well, if Duane was fucking Deanna or something, or Denise. Would the three of them have been showering at the same time, or would that have been is that a step too far?
Oh, well,
no, I'm being serious.
No, I think I would have been a step too far. But what would have happened at the end of the shower? And went, oh, by the way, Morgan, I'm gay.
I don't think Rick would have made it to the police station, to be fair.
No, but yeah, gives him all the guns. He's like, right, here's a hunting rifle. It's basic, but it gets the job done.
But hold on, see, that's the thing, right? See, I think stuff like that, like kind of separating things like male and female, like back years ago, like you could say that made sense. It's like, oh, we'll just shower because but nowadays, like you say, people being gay and like transsexual and bisexual and all that stuff, like, shouldn't they be showering like separately, individually?
Yeah, especially a stranger. Like, fuck, I know it's weird, isn't it?
Because I mean, see if Duane was a girl, I don't think there's any way Morgan would be letting, even though they're in separate cubicles and Morgan's in the middle, I don't think Morgan's daughter would be naked within about 2 meters of Rick.
And I don't think Rick should really be there.
But
Rick should make his own choice. It shouldn't be Morgan deciding for his kid.
But yeah,
We're thinking way too much into this.
Yeah,
by
I
the
know,
way.
I know we are. But I'm saying, but I'm thinking that kind of goes back to like decades ago where it was just simple, male and female.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you look at it from 2020, the fact that Duane's like a small kid, shouldn't Rick just not have been in? And I know you can say, oh, it's zombie apocalypse, life and death, it's a different thing now, but...
Yeah, and this isn't like 6 months down the line where they've been like tag teaming and fucking surviving.
It's literally just some guy you met the other night. I just thought that was weird.
Yeah, right, and I also think it's all weird. Morgan doesn't want to tag team with Rick because, well, I'm a bit rusty and my son, well, he's a shit shot.
Yeah, so Arizona, that's where Rick's going, safety, trying to find his family, the deceased center's there. He was told by Duane and Morgan that's the place to go, but when he asked Morgan to go with him, Morgan's like, no, I can't. I need to get better. I'm too rusty. We'll wait for a few days. I'll be good at shooting again, and my son will have like trained a little. I mean, couldn't they train on the way? I mean, surely Rick's going to take stops. Rick's a fucking police officer. Couldn't Rick train him? I mean, we see it in season 2 where Shane trains people to shoot. Would it not make more sense here if they went with Rick and Rick could have trained Duane how to shoot? I mean,
but that gets me, right?
Is that not like just simple?
See, especially with zombies, because they're very slow. And we've already seen Morgan at this point actually shoot one in the head, albeit point blank range. Do you really need much training to be able to bring them down? If they're that close and they're going to cause you, like, it's not a person, and they're not trained to kill people here. You know, they're trained to shoot. You know what I mean? You take the police officer, you go with him. I'm not buying this doing it for the good of the club bullshit. No, not that. For the kill his wife bullshit.
I think that's the reason he stays behind. Well, I mean, so we get to the next scene. They separate. You know, Rick heads to Arizona or Atlanta. Morgan heads back to the house that they were stealing off Rick's neighbor. Morgan then goes upstairs. He tells Duane to read some comics. Then he starts blowing off people's heads. Duane comes upstairs. Morgan tells him to go back downstairs. Duane hides underneath the pillow.
Rick then grabs him into the shower.
That doesn't happen.
It was a bath, actually.
Morgan spots his wife. He puts her in the scope. He's got her, but he still can't pull the trigger. And that's it, really. He puts his gun down. He can't do it. And I believe that is the last we see. I could be wrong, but I think that's the last time we see Morgan until season 3.
Yeah, and I mean, he gets his son killed here because of fucking pure stupidity. But yeah, this guy's supposed to be the greatest character of all time up to this point. Fuck him. He got his son killed for really stupid fucking reasons.
And speaking of getting killed, Rick then runs out of gas on his way to Atlanta. Goes into like a farmhouse, asks if anybody's home. He doesn't get the memo yet. Everybody's fucking dead. He goes inside. There's just like corpses, flies flying around. He goes out into the barn, and there's a horse. There's a horse living peacefully, minding its own business, eating grass, not having a care in the world. No zombies nearby. This horse is fucking loving life.
Rick then gives it a proposal, says, I can take you where there's people, and there's probably other
I can
horses.
take you to the showers.
Yeah, I've been to Atlanta with a horseman on me, and it was good to be out of the rain.
The horse gets on the shower. Rick gets on the horse. Starts. He's like, oh, I haven't done this in a while. I mean, a bit fucking weird with this Marcus Alvarez stuff. I have seen too many men fucking touch up horses today. It's actually a bit weird. Anyway,
No, Winston.
So they make their way to Atlanta. Rick's like, yeah, we'll go to Atlanta. It's safe there. There's food, there's people, and I bet there's other horses too. I mean,
and before this, though, actually, when he's in the car, he radios, and then that's when we see the introduction of the group.
Yeah, we've got some blonde chick there.
Amy.
We have Dale. We have Laurie. Shane then picks up, says, whoever's there, speak. Nobody speaks. Shane's like, well, he's gone. Laurie's like, we should go and set up signs. Shane says, we haven't got time. We can't spare the numbers. Laurie says she'll do it. Shane's like, you don't go anywhere. Laurie steams off, takes the huff. Shane goes after her. He says that he needs to keep them safe, blah, blah, blah. And then they start making it. So, it appeals.
I fucking hate Laurie, like.
Shane says that Carl has lost his dad and he can't lose his mother as well, which is a fair enough point, I think.
Although the way she is, like, he fucking could.
And then, so they start kissing, then Carl comes and Shane has to make a getaway, I guess. I mean, I actually at this stage, maybe they're just doing it for Carl's sake, but I mean, would the rest of the group really give a fuck?
Yeah, it's more for Carl for the sake of the plot, because Rick's coming back and we've got the magical rider's pen.
Anyway, Rick makes it into the city with his horse, and this is what I don't really get, right? He gets into the city and it is absolutely dead. You do not see any zombies. The streets are. I mean, it's like a zombie apocalypse, but like a zombie apocalypse with no zombies. It's crazy, right? It's just a ghost town. Nothing there. He goes past a bus. There's like a couple of zombies in the bus. They step up. You've got one of the iconic bus zombies that's just got this weird look. It's like one of the most memorable zombies throughout the show. Rick says to the horse, "Don't worry about it. We can outrun them. There's only 2 or whatever, 3."
Oh wait, there's 2 million.
Then he sees a helicopter. He tries to chase down the I mean, come on, Rick. You really think we're gonna fucking chase down a helicopter? See when a helicopter's that high up. See anyone who's looking at the helicopter, it's like fucking ants.
I know.
You wouldn't be able to tell. You wouldn't be able to make it. That's like a guy on a horse. You would just think it's.
You wouldn't fucking believe it either.
Exactly.
Fucking zombified horse.
And then Rick runs on a corner, and for some reason there's about 2,000 zombies in the one street. All the other streets are empty, but this one street has got 2,000 zombies in it. Then when Rick does a 180, all of a sudden every single street has got like 2,000 zombies in it. So we went from no zombies being about to every street is caught. It just didn't make any sense.
Yeah, it really didn't.
What would have made more sense if I think at least if he ran down a dead end. But the fact that there was like 4 different points of entry, and all of them had like thousands of zombies.
It would have made more sense if when the horse runs into the zombies at first, loads of them, and then it bucks and he falls off it.
Aye.
Instead of he zigzags, but he comes back on himself.
And then all of a sudden he's trapped because there's zombies coming from every direction.
Horse gets absolutely devoured here. I feel sorry for the horse.
Yeah, the horse. I mean, half an hour ago, this horse was, like
eating
I said,
grass,
eating hay and loving life. Now it's getting eaten. It's corned beef. Went from a horse to corned beef in
put down, fell to
5 minutes. Rick then crawls away, puts a zombie off him, crawls under a tank that's conveniently placed. There is zombies crawling under the tank from both sides. He shoots a couple. He says, "I'm sorry." He goes to kill himself. Then he looks up and he sees that the hatch is open. And I mean, how would he not have seen this?
Yeah.
The entire time he was underneath there.
Yeah, it's like
it's like,
and also like the tank's lit up. The light would be showing, surely.
I know. No, he's on his back looking up. Of course, he's gonna fucking see the hatch open.
Like if you're under a bed and there's a massive circular hole under that bed, you're gonna see that.
Yeah. He, especially because it's dark underneath, and like you said,
the light of the tank. Yeah, exactly.
But it was a big massive. It's not gonna be small. It's a big massive manhole that they climb in. So of course you would.
But
see it.
you could argue, heat of the moment, he's about to die.
Then he gets into the tank. There's a dead army officer there. Takes his gun. That seems to wake up the dead army officer. He tries to bite him. Rick then shoots him. Almost blows his ears off.
That would hurt. Like it would.
And inside a
like a proper flashbang gimmick.
Rick then has a look outside the top of the tank. He sees the guns. All the zombies are climbing on top, and Rick's like, "Ah shit!" Closes the hatch at the top of the tank. It looks like he's then trapped. There's not a lot he can do. Radio comes on. "Hey, dumbass."
"Hey, you in the tank."
"Dumbass." Yeah.
"Dumbass, what's going on?"
Some wee mad funky tune plays.
Don't happen.
That is days gone by. This episode has gone by. Season 1, episode 1 of The Walking Dead. That's the review in the books. Hope you enjoyed it. Now it's time to, before we rate the episode, in terms of characters, who caught your eye in this, and I mean, who you rooting for? I mean,
Shane. That's probably about it. Like, to be honest,
I think Rick and Morgan did good jobs. Like, I'm not gonna say they didn't. I think they.
No, I think. Yeah, I mean they did, but do you not feel like?
I think Morgan is massively overrated, considering that people make him out to be a legendary character.
I don't think Duane did a good job, but I think Shane stands out to me. He's like.
I mean, I actually think Duane was alright, whereas I hate Carl.
Right, but I'm not burying Andrew Lincoln here, but do you know like anyone in this episode realistically could have played the role of Rick?
I don't think there was acting. I don't think. I'm not saying his acting was shit, but I think what his character had to do, and he was pretty much playing dumb, wasn't he? And still in like a state of shock.
like the simple fact of him like walking around this like deserted city and neighborhood, like anyone could have done that.
Yeah.
It's the actual visual of that rather than the actor.
He's sitting there puzzled, you know, and it's Morgan explaining everything to him. Just he didn't really have to show that many emotions either, in my opinion. He just pretty much episode 1, he's kind of just acting as if he's shocked.
Is this a dream? But guys, we have to rate the episode, and is it nostalgia filled? But another thing we've got to bury the episode. It looks very sci-fi.
Yeah, I don't know. It looks low budget to me. This is something like seeing you see this, it's something you'd expect to see like pterodactyl versus python or something, or snake versus crocodile, Sharknado 4. You know those kind of movies, or.
But that's weird. Like I mean, Sons and Breaking Bad came out before this. I mean. There's, like, when I watched The Sopranos, it came out in 1999, Prison Break 2005, and they all look after this.
Yeah, I mean, it's just...
I know you could say it's set in rural Georgia, A.J. Styles County, but come on.
Like, I think when you look at The Strains, episode 1, it looks like movie production.
Yeah, like, The Strain, it looks so up to date.
I think episode 1 of The Strain looks like movie production.
Like we were saying here, this looks like late 90s or something, mid-90s.
Yeah, it's like... But here... Maybe they're going for that. They wanted to, to try and
make it feel a bit more scary.
Like, I mean, don't want to mention WWE on a
no, but let's
Dead.
Just put it to perspective though. Fear the Walking Dead kicks off the same time as this, and compare the two shows. Look how up to date Fear the Walking Dead looked in season 1. It's so fucking stupid though.
True.
They're going to school with their phones and all, and this.
True.
It's supposed to be set in the same year.
Unless it's not.
But it has to be.
But I'm saying maybe they just want it to make more look gritty and stuff like that.
Unless it's not, but it has to be.
Maybe it's changed.
Connected, you fucking idiot.
Oh, I get that, like, but I mean, I don't know. I'm just trying to.
Right.
I feel to believe that back then this was the best they had in terms of graphics and shit like that. But
they're going for that gritty feel, right? But we have to rate this episode out of 10. Does it live up to the old hype? Does it live up to the iconicness? Damn it.
I'm gonna get an 8.
I was gonna say an 8 too. I was going to say 7, but I'll give it.
Good, but I do think it was a bit boring at parts.
Wasn't it?
Like something in the house and stuff, and I don't know. I mean,
it did need to be 67 minutes.
Yeah, it did drag a wee bit for me.
And it takes away from it as well. I don't mind this slow pace start, and I think it's very iconic in its parts, but the fact Fear doesn't capitalise on the start of a zombie apocalypse makes this feel like, well, could they not have did a bit more here then?
You can't expect them to do more here because they didn't know a fucking show was going to get made 6 years down the line.
I know, that's the thing though. It's disappointing.
Yeah, because we don't don't get to see the outbreak here because of the time skip. And in Fear the Walking Dead, which we will be reviewing as well, you'd have thought they'd have done more, right? We'll actually see the actual outbreak, but we don't. We pretty much have them trapped in like a quarantine zone, and you don't see shit. So yeah, that was annoying. But yeah, we're gonna both give it an 8. I think when I first watched this, I think I gave it a 10. Looking back, I don't think it's a 10 episode.
Nah, it's very dead.
Literally dead. It's The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
But an 8's a good score. I mean,
I get it as a good score, but looking back, man, no, a 10 for me.
No.
How many 10s will this show dish out from here till 11, season 11? We'll review the movies.
Till next time though, that's it guys. Let us know your thoughts down below. We'll be doing lots more videos, reviews, maybe character spotlights, stuff like that. Top 5 characters maybe from each season, top 5 moments, top 5 deaths. All that stuff will be coming, so make sure you're subscribed, make sure you're liking, commenting, all that good stuff. Share this video and we'll catch you in the next one for episode 2. Guts. You got no guts.